Welcome to the Woodland Emergency Operations Incident Command Systems Training. This course will introduce staff to the Incident Command System, or ICS. This system is used nationwide to manage incidents regardless of size or type. This is the first in a series of ICS courses for all personnel involved in incident management. Per federal regulations, this is a mandatory class. Course goal. The overall course goal is to promote effective response by familiarizing you with the incident command system and the NIMS principles used to manage incidents, and prepare you to coordinate with responsible partners from all levels of government and the private sector. Overall course objectives. At the completion of this course, you should be able to explain the principles and basic structure of the incident command system, describe the NIMS management characteristics that are the foundation of the ICS, describe the ICS functional areas and the roles of the incident commander and command staff. Describe the general staff roles within ICS. Identify how NIMS management characteristics apply to ICS for a variety of roles and discipline areas. The course structure. This course is divided into 5 lessons plus the course summary. Unit 1 is a course welcome and ICS overview. Unit 2 speaks to NIMS management and characteristics. Unit 3, ICS functional areas and command staff roles. Unit 4, general staff roles. Unit 5, how ICS applies to you. Let's begin Lesson 1, the ICS overview. Lesson 1 provides an overview of the incident command system. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the whole community approach to ICS and identify the basic concepts and benefits of ICS. Whole community. Every part of society must be involved in preparing for, protecting against, responding to, recovering from, and mitigating any and all incidents. The federal government is only one part of the whole community. The whole community approach ensures solutions that serve the entire community are implemented, while simultaneously making sure that the resources the different members of the community bring to the table are used efficiently and effectively. These members include those in all levels of government, as well as those in non-governmental and private sector organizations in fields such as transportation, healthcare, schools, public works, communications, agriculture, chemical, nuclear, and more. As part of the whole community, you will need to understand your role in the incident command system and how ICS works to help everyone involved. This course will help in that regard. This course addresses all disciplines that use ICS across the community. In addition, Lesson 4 concludes by providing links to disciplines, specific examples of ICS applications, such as public works, schools, and utilities. Lesson 5 incorporates a variety of disciplines in a series of scenarios. What is the Incident Command System? The Incident Command System is a standardized approach to incident management that is used for all kinds of incidents by all types of organizations and at all levels of government. ICS is applicable to small incidents as well as large and complex ones. It can be used not only for emergencies, but also for planned events. enables a coordinated response among various jurisdictions and agencies. It establishes common processes for incidents, level planning, and resource management. It allows for the integration of resources such as facilities, equipment, personnel, all within a common organizational structure. ICS is a component of the National Incident Management System, known as NIMS, NIMS. The National Incident Management System is a systematic, proactive approach to guide all levels of government, non-governmental organizations, and the private sector to work together to prevent, protect against, mitigate, respond to, and recover from the effects of incidents. NIMS provides a constant foundation for all incidents, ranging from daily occurrences to incidents requiring a coordinated federal response. NIMS is organized into three major components: resource management, command and coordination, which includes the incident command system, communication and information management. It is important to note that the incident command structure is one part of NIMS. This is an example of the National Incident Management System, showing resource management, command and coordination, communications and information management, along with the incident command system. So, what are the benefits of ICS? The incident command system has positively impacted incident management efforts by it clarifies the chain of command and supervision responsibilities to improve accountability. Leveraging inoperable communications systems and plain language to improve communications. Providing an orderly, systematic planning process, implementing a common, flexible, pre-designed management structure, and fostering cooperation between diverse disciplines and agencies. ICS is built on best practices. The Incident Command System has been tested for more than 40 years within emergency and non-emergency applications by all levels of government and in non-governmental and private sector organizations. ICS helps to ensure the safety of responders, community members, and others, the achievement of incident objectives, and the efficient use of resources. Lesson 1 Summary. You have completed the course Welcome and Incident Command System Overview lesson. This lesson presented the following key points. ICS is a standardized management tool that allows better coordination and use of resources. ICS represents organizational best practices and has become the standard for emergency management. ICS can be used to manage the response for all incidents and planned events. Incident Command Systems Lesson 2. Lesson 2 Overview. This lesson presents the National Incident Management System, NIMS, management characteristics. These characteristics are the foundation of all NIMS command and coordination components, including the Incident Command System. Objective. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe 14 NIMS management characteristics. Making ICS work. Effective incident management relies on a common organizational structure for managing resources, making decisions, and assigning tasks. The incident command system uses a standardized management approach to ensure that incidents are properly managed and communications are effectively coordinated during an incident. As an incident occurs, you may be called upon to assist, making you a part of this organizational structure. To ensure success, you should understand how this structure works. NIMS Management Characteristics Overview. The Incident Command System is based on the following 14 proven NIMS management characteristics, each of which contributes to the strength and efficiency of the overall system. Common terminology, management by objectives, manageable span of control, comprehensive resource management, establishment and transfer of command, chain of command and unity of command, dispatch, deployment, modular organization, incident action planning, incident facility and locations, integrated communications, unified command ability, and information and intelligence management. Now, we'll take a closer look at these characteristics on the following screens. Common terminology. The Incident Command System establishes common terminology that allows diverse incident management and support organizations to work together across a wide variety of emergency functions and hazard scenarios. This common terminology covers the following: organizational functions. Major functions and functional units within the incident management responsibilities are clearly named and defined. They remain standard and consistent. Resource descriptions. Major resources, including personnel, equipment, teams, and facilities, are given common names and are typed with respect to their capabilities. Incident facilities. Common terminology is used to designate the facilities in the vicinity of the incident area. During an incident, communication should use common terms. Organizations should avoid radio codes, agency-specific codes, acronyms, or jargon. Use of these types of codes may cause confusion or possibly compromise life safety due to the misunderstanding or misinterpretation. The goal is to promote understanding among all parties involved in managing the incident. Modular organization. The Incident Command System organizational structure develops in a modular fashion based on incident size and complexity. The responsibility for the establishment and expansion of the Incident Command System modular organization rests solely with the incident commander. As the incident grows more complex, the ICS organization may expand as functional responsibilities are delegated. Management by objectives. The incident commander or unified command, which will be discussed later, establishes incident objectives that drive incident operations. Management by objectives includes the following. We will establish specific measurable incident objectives, identifying our strategies, tactics, tasks, and activities to achieve the objective. Develop and issuing assignments, plans, procedures, and protocols that accomplish the identified task, and documenting results for the incident objectives. Incident action planning. Incident action planning guides effective incident management activities. An incident action plan is a concise, coherent means of capturing and communicating overall incident priorities, our objectives, the strategy, tactics, and assignments in the context of both operational and support activities. The incident action plan should focus on addressing the needs of future timeframes, which are called operational periods. To be effective, an IAP should cover a specific time frame, be proactive, specify the incident objectives, state the activities to be completed, assign responsibilities, identify needed resources, and specify communication protocols. For smaller, less complex incidents, the IAP may be oral or written, except for hazardous material incidents, which require a written IAP. FEMA has developed a series of incident command system forms for the use and develop a written IAP should that be necessary. Manageable span of control. Depending on your role within the incident command system structure, you may be asked to manage the activities of others. Span of control refers to the number of individuals or resources that one supervisor can manage effectively during an incident. The optimal span of control is one supervisor to 5 subordinates. However, effective incident management may require ratios significantly different from this. This ratio is a guideline. Incident personnel should use their best judgment to determine the appropriate ratio for an incident. Manageable span of control. If too much responsibility is given to the supervisor, the span of control may become unmanageable. A manageable span of control on incidents may actually vary depending upon the type of incident, nature of the task, hazards and safety factors, and distances between personnel and resources. Maintaining a manageable span of control is important at incidents where safety and accountability are a top priority. Incident facilities and locations. Depending upon the incident size and complexity, various types of support facilities may be established by incident command. These designated areas within the facility typically include an incident command post, an incident base, a staging area and a camp, mass casualty triage areas, point of distribution, and emergency shelters. Comprehensive resource management. Comprehensive resource management describes standard mechanisms to identify requirements, order and acquire, mobilize, track, report, demobilize, and reimburse and restock resources such as personnel, teams, facilities, equipment, and supplies. Key resource management activities include resource identification and typing, qualification, certification, and credentialing personnel, planning for resources, acquiring, storing, and inventorying resources. Integrated communication. Incident communications are facilitated through the development and use of common communication plans and interoperable communication processes and systems that include voice and data links. Integrated communications are necessary to maintain connectivity, achieve situational awareness, facilitate information sharing. Establishment and transfers of command. The command function should be clearly established at the beginning of an incident. The jurisdiction or organization with primary responsibility for the incident designates the incident commander and the process for transferring command. Transfer of command may occur during the course of an incident. When command is transferred, the process should include a briefing that captures all essential information for continuing safe and effective operations. A unified command, there is no single commander. Instead, the unified command manages the incident through jointly approved objectives. Unified command allows agencies with different legal, geographic, and functional responsibilities to work together effectively without affecting individual agency authority, responsibility, or accountability. Unified command is typically established when no single jurisdiction, agency, or organization has the authority and or resources to manage the incident on its own. This can include incidents involving multiple jurisdictions, a single jurisdiction with multi-agency involvement, or multiple jurisdictions with multiple agency involvement. Chain of command. Chain of command is an orderly line that details how authority flows through the hierarchy of the incident management organization. Chain of command allows the incident commander to direct and control the actions of all personnel on the incident. It avoids confusion by requiring that orders flow from supervisors. Chain of command does not prevent personnel from directly communicating with each other to ask for or share information. While formal direction and control follows the chain of command, informal information sharing will occur throughout the ICS structure. Unity of command. While chain of command relates to the overall hierarchy of the organization, unity of command deals with the fact that all individuals have a single designated supervisor that they report to. Based on the principle of unity of command, you will report only to one incident command system supervisor and receive work assignments only from your incident command supervisor. When you are assigned to an incident, you no longer report directly to your day-to-day supervisor. In fact, there is no correlation between the incident command systems organization and the administrative structure of any single agency or jurisdiction. This is deliberate because confusion over different position titles and organizational structures have been a significant stumbling block to effective incident management in the past. While chain of command and unity of command are applied in all incidents, the actual command structure itself and the responsibility of those involved change based on the type of incident and your specific role. Accountability. Effective accountability during incident operations is essential. As part of the incident command system structure, you will need to abide by your agency's policy and guidelines and the applicable local, tribal, state, or federal rules and regulations. There are several principles that you will need to adhere to. You have to check in and check out. All responders must report in to receive an assignment, and check out is just as critical as checking in. Incident action planning. Response operations must be coordinated as outlined in the incident action plan. Unity of command. Each individual will be assigned to only one supervisor. Personal responsibility. Incident command system relies on each individual employee taking personal accountability for his or her own actions. Span of control. The supervisors must be able to adequately supervise and control their subordinates, as well as communicate with and manage all resources under their supervision. Resource tracking. Supervisors must record and report resource status changes as they occur. Accountability starts as soon as a resource is requested through the time that that resource returns to their home base safely. Dispatch and deployment. Resources should be deployed only when requested or when dispatched by an appropriate authority through established resource management systems. Resources not requested should refrain from self-dispatching to avoid overburdening the incident command. Information and intelligence management. Information and intelligence are important to the incident command system. Incident management must establish a process for gathering, analyzing, assessing, sharing, and managing incident-related information and intelligence. In NIMS, intelligence refers exclusively to threat-related information developed by law enforcement, medical surveillance, and other investigative organizations. Information and intelligence may be gathered from a variety of sources, including 911 calls, radio and video data communications among the responders, situation reports, technical specialists from organizations such as the National Weather Service, reports from field observers, geospatial products, print, online broadcast, and social media, risk assessments, terroristic or violent threats, surveillance of disease outbreaks, structural plans, and vulnerabilities. Congratulations, you have completed Lesson 2. In summary, this lesson introduced common terminology, management by objectives, manageable span of control, comprehensive resource management, establishment and transfer of command, chain of command, unity of command, dispatch and deployment, modular organization, incident action planning, incident facilities and locations, integrated communications, unified command, accountability, information and intelligence management. The next lesson will provide an overview of the ICS functional areas and introduce the roles of the incident commander and the command staff. Incident Command Systems, Lesson 3. This lesson introduces you to the Incident Command System functional areas and roles of the incident commander and command staff. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify 5 major ICF functional areas, describe the role of the incident commander, describe the selection of and transfer of command between incident commanders, identify the position titles associated with the command staff, describe the roles of the command staff, and differentiate between incident command and incident coordination. So let's take a look at ICF functional areas and command staff roles. Every incident requires that certain functional areas be implemented. The problem must be identified and assessed. A plan to deal with it must be developed and implemented, and the necessary resources must be procured and paid for. Regardless of the size of the incident, these functional areas are all required. In case you ever need to assist with an incident, you should understand how the management structure is constructed using the incident command system. This will help you understand your role in the structure and how you may receive information and assignments. This lesson focuses on 5 major functional areas and the command staff roles. The general staff roles will be conducted in the next lesson. 5 major ICF functional areas. There are 5 major incident command system functional areas. These functional areas apply to incidents of all sizes and type, including planned events and ones that occur without warning. If you are in an incident and hear these terms, it is important for you to know what they mean. For instance, you may be directed to provide documents to the planning section or receipts to the financial administrative section. Incident command sets the incident objectives, strategies, and priorities, and has overall responsibility for the incident. Operations conducts operations to reach the incident objectives. It establishes the tactics and directs all operational resources. Planning supports the incident action planning process by tracking resources, collecting and analyzing information, and maintaining documentation. Logistics arranges for resources and needed services to support achievement of the incident objectives. Resources can include personnel, equipment, teams, supplies, and facilities. Finance and administration monitors costs related to the incident and provides accounting, procurement, time recording, and cost analysis. This is an overview of the ICS structure. You have an incident command that will contain the incident commander. Under the incident command, you have the command staff, public information officer, a safety officer, and a liaison officer. From these branches, it stems into operations, planning, logistics, and financial and administration. Incident command definition. When you are using the incident command system to manage an incident, an incident commander is assigned. The incident commander has the authority to establish the objectives, make assignments, and order resources. The incident commander works closely with staff and technical experts to analyze the situation and consider alternative strategies. The incident commander should have training, experience, and expertise to serve in this capacity. Qualifications to serve as an incident commander should not be solely based on rank, grade, or technical knowledge. An incident commander. The incident commander is responsible for the overall management of the incident. Overall management includes command staff assignments required to support the incident command function. The incident commander is the only person that is always staffed in ICS applications. On small incidents and events, one person, the incident commander, may accomplish all management functions. Incident commander responsibilities: ensuring overall incident safety, providing information services to internal and external stakeholders, such as in a disaster, survivors, agency executives, and senior officials, establishing and maintaining liaison with other agencies participating in the incident. The incident commander may appoint one or more deputies. If a deputy is assigned, he or she should be fully qualified to assume the incident commander's position. The command function should be clearly established at the beginning of an incident. The jurisdiction or organization with primary responsibility for the incident designates the individual at the scene who is responsible for establishing command and the protocol for the transfer of command. As an incident becomes more or less complex, command may change to meet the needs of the incident. When command is transferred, the process should include a briefing that will capture all essential information for continuing safe and effective operations. Delegating incident management responsibilities. The incident commander is responsible for all incident command system functional areas until he or she delegates a function. Since the ICS organization is modular, it has the ability to expand or contract to meet the needs of the incident. During a larger incident, the incident commander may create sections and delegate the operations, planning, logistics, and finance administration responsibilities. For very small, routine, or short duration incidents, it's possible that the incident commander will not establish any of the staff positions. In this case, the incident commander will personally manage all ICF functions. Depending on the size and the type of the incident or event, the incident commander may designate personnel to provide information, safety, and liaison services. In the incident command system, the command staff may include a public information officer who interfaces with the public and media and or with other agencies with incident-related information requirements. A safety officer monitors incident operations and advises the incident commander on all matters relating to safety, including the health and safety of incident management personnel. The liaison officer serves as the incident commander's point of contact for representatives of governmental agencies. non-governmental organizations, and private sector organizations. Incident coordination. Examples of coordination activities include to establish policy based on interactions with agency executives or other agencies and stakeholders, collecting, analyzing, and disseminating information to support the establishment of shared situational awareness, establishing priorities among incidents, resolving critical resource issues, facilitating logistics support and resource tracking, synchronizing public information messages to ensure that everyone is speaking with one voice. Command and coordination. Consists of 4 overarching areas of responsibility. 1. Direct tactical response to save lives, stabilize the incident, and protect property and the environment. Number 2, incident support through resource acquisition, information gathering, and interagency coordination. Number 3, policy guidance and senior level decision making. Number 4, outreach and communication with the media and public to keep them informed about the incident. The Emergency Operations Center role, which is an EOC, Emergency Operations Center. It's a physical or virtual location where staff from multiple agencies come together to address imminent threats and hazards. Staff or personnel trained for and authorized to represent their agency or discipline. It's equipped with mechanisms for communicating with the incident site, providing support to the incident by obtaining resources applicable at different levels of government. EOCs may be established at the federal, state, territorial, tribal, or local levels. Joint Information Center. The Joint Information Center may be established to coordinate all incident-related public information activities. It serves as the central point of contact for all news media. When possible, public information officials from all participating agencies should co-locate at the Joint Information Center. Lesson 3 Summary. This lesson introduced you to 5 major Incident Command System functional areas: ICS organizational structure, Incident Commander roles and responsibility, section and transfer of incident commanders, command staff roles and responsibilities, differences between incident command and incident coordination. Incident Command Systems Lesson 4. Lesson 4, Overview. In the previous lesson, you learned that the command staff supports the incident commander, who is responsible for overall management of the incident. This lesson introduces you to the general staff. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify the incident command system titles used for general staff members. Describe the major activities of the 4 general staff sections. In an expanding incident, the incident commander first establishes the operations section. The remaining sections may be established as needed to support the operation. The incident commander forms the operations section, the planning section, logistics section, and finance and administration section. So, what is the operations section? The incident commander determines whether there's a need for an operations section, and if so, will designate an operations section chief. It's up to the operations section chief to activate any additional staffing that is needed. When the operations section chief is designated, The staging and management of operational resources moves from the incident commander to operations. If no operations section is established, the incident commander will perform all operational functions. Major activities of the operations section. Implementing strategies and developing tactics to carry out the incident objectives. Directing the management of all tactical activities on behalf of the incident commander. Supporting the development of the incident action plan to ensure it accurately reflects current operations. Organizing, assigning, and supervising the tactical response resources. Planning section. The planning section chief is designated only after the incident commander determines whether there is a need for a planning section. It is up to the planning section chief to activate any additional staffing that is needed. The incident commander will perform all planning functions if no planning section is established. Major activities of the planning section. Preparing and documenting incident action plans, managing information and maintaining situational awareness for the incident, tracking resources assigned to the incident, maintaining incident documentation, developing plans for demobilization. Logistics section. The logistics section chief is designated only after the incident command determines whether there's a need for a logistics section. It is then up to the logistics section chief to activate any additional staffing that is needed. The incident commander will perform all logistics functions if no logistics section is established. Major activities of the logistics section. Ordering, obtaining, maintaining, and accounting for essential personnel, equipment, and supplies. Providing communication planning and resources. Setting up food services for responders. Setting up and maintaining incident facilities. Providing support transportation. Providing medical services to incident personnel. Finance and administration section. Again, the incident commander must determine whether there's a need for a finance and administration section. If so, the incident commander will designate an individual to fill the position of finance and administration section chief. The time, compensation, claims, cost, and procurement units may be established within this section. Major activities of the finance administration section. Contract negotiation and monitoring, timekeeping, cost analysis, compensation for injury or damage to property, and documentation for reimbursement. Lesson 4, Summary. This lesson introduced you to the Incident Command System role of the General Staff, the major activities of the 4 ICS General Staff sections. The next lesson focuses on how the ICS applies to you and your agency or organization. Incident Command Systems Lesson 5. Lesson 5, Overview. In this lesson, you will be given an opportunity to apply information presented in the previous lessons. You will be given a scenario involving flooding, and you will be asked to select which NIMS management characteristic are demonstrated through the scenario. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify your role as an employee and identify how the National Incident Management System, NIMS, characteristics apply in a specific situation. Emerald City flood scenario. It has been raining heavily for the past 7 days in Emerald City. The Emerald City and Liberty County Emergency Management Offices are preparing for a response to a possible flood situation. Residents are starting to ask questions about the rising river and lake levels and are wondering if they need to leave their homes. Instructions. Read the scenario and question below, then select the correct answer. This is the scenario. You are an American Red Cross disaster program specialist in charge of the teams trained to help in sheltering displaced persons. You've been notified by your office to be prepared to deploy and conduct shelter operations. Your supervisor has asked you to come to the office to begin organizing volunteers and get prepared to set up shelters if tasked to do so. You check in before you begin. What NIMS management characteristic are you supporting? Incident action planning or establishment and transfer of command? Correct. Incident action planning was being utilized in the previous scenario. Employee takeaway information. You, as a facility employee at the Woodland, must keep your contact information up to date at the facility. You, as an employee, must respond and come into the facility when called for an emergency. The Facility Emergency Operations Plan is located on the Policy and Procedure server under Disaster Plans. The plan is reviewed at least annually and is used in day-to-day operations, such as with the top risk, including inclement weather, communication failure, flooding, seasonal flu, and sewer failure. The facility incident commander is Greg Cole, the facility CEO, and a line of succession is in place if he is not available. Again, you will be required to know the employee takeaway information for your post-test. You must keep your contact information up to date at the facility. If called in an emergency, you would need to come into the facility to assist. The Emergency Operations Plan is located on the Policy and Procedure server under Disaster Plans. Our emergency plan is reviewed annually and is used in day-to-day operations in situations such as inclement weather, communication failure, flooding, seasonal flu, or sewer failure. The facility incident commander is Greg Cole, and there is a line of succession in place if he is not available. Lesson 5 summary. You've now completed Lesson 5. In this lesson, you have identified how the National Incident Management System characteristics apply in a specific role. You have identified how the National Incident Management System characteristics apply in specific situations. And you understand your responsibility to keep your contact information up to date and come in when called for an emergency. Congratulations, you have now completed the Incident Command Systems training modules. Please proceed to your post-test. Good luck!